River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
All right, everybody. Welcome to our Friday edition of Niner Nuts. I'm Indiana Dan here along with Mr. Easy E and Jimmy B. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that as well. Yeah. Yeah, as well.
I agree. Things I'll say outside of the sports world are just kind of but here we're 2-0. I know we can read into it. We're probably still not in the top 10. I don't care though. And yes, I'm not going to explain what this t-shirt is. It's a podcast that I'm not going to give free publicity to, but it absolutely needs to come back. If you know, you know. Anyway, guys, we here at Niner Nuts every single Friday, we do a parlay. We just make our picks how we like. We all throw in and we share that with you. Disclaimer though, this is obviously for entertainment purposes. We are not gambling experts at all. All the lines you're about to see are subject to change. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem, and all the rest of it's down there. Legal stuff out of the way. I don't want us to get in trouble. We didn't get in trouble last season. I want to make that very, very clear. But being extra cautious with us doing this. However,
hey, you gotta be extra cautious nowadays. People are getting yanked off the air left and right.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. But anyway, guys, we have our parlay ticket for week 3. And we're always confident every single week, but we're extra confident about this one. So we go ahead and start it up here. We got Rams, Eagles. I am not reading this right. 2-leg pick, Rams. Oh, because that's backwards. Here we go. We got 2 picks in the Rams versus the Eagles. Surprisingly, a 1:00 game. But our go-to, Saquon touchdown, Jalen Hurts touchdown. I'll admit, guys, I'm always on board with picking this one, but I did not pay a lick of attention to the the Eagles and the Chiefs because I was busy screaming my head off for the Colts and the Broncos game. How did they look, and how do we feel about both of them scoring anytime touchdowns against the Rams in this playoff rematch? Because I remember that game in January, and that was an epic game. But how do we feel about this one?
So they, I saw a tweet that had Saquon's numbers against the Rams last year, both games. It was something like 60 touches for 534 yards and 4 touchdowns. Just against one team, in 2 games. So, I don't know if they'll have an answer for Saquon because they didn't in the first 2 games. It could be close, it could be like the divisional round game. It could be close, but personally, the Eagles in the past, it doesn't matter who the coaches or whatever have had Sean McVay's number. He just has a hard time, coaching against the Eagles and winning. So I feel good about this. I think they both got a touchdown in the Chiefs game too.
Yeah,
if I'm mistaken. So it's pretty automatic that these 2 things are going to happen. And I honestly, don't think that the Rams will be able to keep either one out of the end zone, and they'll both get their scores. So.
Yeah, I agree with everything that Jimmy just said, really. I mean, I don't think that anybody has found a solution for Saquon on the Eagles yet. I mean, he's just running rampant still. I mean, he's not on pace to have, the year that he did last year so far this year, but he still is running with authority and running with dominance. He's scored in both games so far this season. And Hurts is always a threat to score anytime they get down inside the 2-yard line or even the 3-yard line. Or even closer still, or even a little bit further away, still just scrambling on a broken pass play. Like we saw in week 1, he's a threat to score. So I like both these bets to cash.
I do too. I've noticed that even with like a little bit less firepower from what I'm noticing and just from what I've been reading that the Eagles have overall on offense. Feel free to correct me if that's inaccurate. But no, Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, both of them scoring seems like it's happened enough since last year that like it's always worth the bet on it. So I fully support this.
Yeah, I mean their offense compared to last year, hasn't really looked like it was last year. However, like these are the first 2 games. We got a new offensive coordinator.
Give optimism to people who have AJ Brown on their fantasy team and are pulling their hair out.
Yeah, like that's been talked about. Like not enough's going to AJ and things like that. I just, second game of the year. It's like even last year with the Eagles. After 4 games, they were 2-2, and the 5th game that they had won was against the Browns, and that barely looked like that didn't look like a good win or style of points win, but they won it and then they went on a roll. So I fantasy owners, I think, will be okay with AJ Brown, but I mean, just what we know of the Eagles is, they have a very good offense and they can beat you many different ways. But 2 of those ways are Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley rushing touchdowns. So.
Yeah. The NFC version of the Eagles, or the NFC version of the Ravens with Lamar and Derek, like they're basically copying them.
Yeah, I mean Saquon hasn't started out what you would think would be like this huge number year and things like that. I don't think he's gotten over 100 yards rushing in the first 2 games. I think like it got to be like 88 or something was like his most. Either way, like I think the Eagles will eventually get it together as far as offense and start dominating like they did last year at a certain point. But still, though, yeah, they're riding, the tush push and Saquon when they get down in those short yardage situations at the goal line.
Yeah. Eric, do you have any last notes on this before moving on to the next pick?
Nope, all good.
Right on. Well, the next one, and you guys will have to help me with the who's playing like against each other. Like I do remember this one though, because I was very, very throw this on the ticket right now. The Packers covering an 8.5-point spread against the Browns. I don't even think it matters where they're at, Cleveland or Green Bay. Like Green Bay's defense, yes, it's asterisks. We're only 2 weeks into the season, but that defense looks so legit. Like, I guess, I don't know, overreact. Micah Parsons was the missing piece, but oh my God, that secondary scary. That pass rush now with Micah Parsons is scary. They have a legit defense, and I don't think it matters Joe Flacco or if they go to the guy from Oregon, because it's not going to be Shiloh.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter between Dylan Gabriel or Joe Flacco. I think the Browns defense is fine, but the Packers just are going to overwhelm them. I have no reason to believe that they're not going to just overwhelm them. So easy pick for this one, covering an 8.5 spread.
Yeah, I feel the same way on this. The Browns have been not good so far this season. I mean, they hung tight with Cincinnati in the first game, but that's just sort of like a weird thing that they always just do with Cincinnati. They got steamrolled in the second half by the Ravens last week. And I think that the Packers are a legit team, and they're going to be one of the best teams coming out of the NFC this season. I think like you were saying, Dan, I think the Packers defense is going to give Joe Flacco fits. He's not mobile. He can't move around back there, and they're going to crush the pocket on him all game long. And the Browns aren't really going to have an answer for that on offense. They just can't move the ball. And then, the Packers offense is still really good, really legit. And I think they're going to be able to pile up the points. I see this as being probably a 30-something to 10, maybe 17 kind of game at best. So I think they're going to cover really easily, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll just add that ragtag team of offensive weapons, even with Jalen Reed being out now, and I only know that because I just had to drop him from my fantasy team. That ragtag team of receivers are really clicking. And when you have that, an offense that's not just going to give the ball back to the other side of that, a defense as truly, you couldn't have asked for a better report card for a defense in 2 weeks. The Packers legit look like a top 5, if not top 3 team in the league right now. I feel very bad for Cleveland.
They're coming off 10 days rest too, because they played on Thursday night last week as well.
Oh, Jimmy, what are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, like when we talk about Joe Flacco, I think his jersey number should be the number of years he's been in the NFL. So it's just we don't remember when he started anymore. Like it's so in the past, like we can't remember exactly when he started, but we know it was a long time ago when he first entered the league, and the fact that he's just still hanging around.
I think it was 2007 or 8. I think it was 07 or 8.
Yeah, so I'm thinking. So, like, his jersey number, like, there should be a rule that the NFL makes that his jersey number needs to reflect how many seasons he's at in the NFL so we can properly gauge what he's going to do on Sunday. But, yeah, I can't say that I've seen both teams play and see, how they've done. The Packers obviously are a good team every year, and like you said, people are saying they're top 3, things like that. And Cleveland, is pretty much at the bottom of the barrel every single year. And so, 8.5, yeah, I'll go with it. But yeah, I just the fact that we're still trotting Joe Flacco out there every Sunday, like it's an amazement to me that this guy is still somehow doing it at age whatever he is now.
You're on mute, Dan.
I'm going to call it now with how I feel. I don't know. I feel like it's not that out there to say that after this game, if it goes the way that we're all agreeing it's going to go, it's going to be a steamroll. Dylan Gabriel will end up starting week 4. I would not be surprised.
Could be. Flacco started in 2008, by the way, and he is 40 years old.
Wow.
Right behind Aaron. Or actually, no.
Yeah, Aaron's 41.
Oh, wow. He came in 2 years later, and he's the same age. That's funny. So that means he was a little older? Did I do my math right? Was he older than Rodgers when he started, even though he came in the league later?
He might have came in the league at a Rodgers came when 05?
Oh well, no, never mind. That was a dumb way to look at that. They're the same age, but Rodgers got in 05 and Flacco got in 08. So,
Aaron was younger when, if you compare to when compared to when Aaron first started or first got in the league, yeah, I think Joe's older when at the age that he entered the league, even though Aaron is actually older than him.
Okay, math is hard.
That all broke my brain.
I was trying to just they're the same age, but Aaron's been in the league 2 years more than him. I don't know. I made that way more complicated than I needed to, and we should move on. Baker Mayfield, feel free to tell me who he's playing, but I don't care. 2 weeks in a row, Baker Mayfield has been a stud with a game-winning drive against the Texans last, and then against the Falcons, taking advantage of a missed kick by Younghoe Koo, of course. But no, Baker Mayfield hitting 190 passing yards, like I fully believe in Baker. I really like his moxie. I've always been a big fan of him. I'd be a fan of him whatever team he's on, but something's in that water in Tampa that makes him really fun to cheer on. And I'll get off my soapbox and Baker over 190 yards. That seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, they're playing the Jets this week, and the actual over/under on his yardage is 239. So I altered it down pretty significantly to make it a good bet.
I think that's a good line. Like that sounds like a fair line to put him at against that defense.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of the Jets yet because they got beat by the Steelers. They gave up a bunch of yards to Aaron Rodgers, and then they came in the next week and then they gave up a bunch of yards to the Bills. So not sure if the Jets defense is not good this season or if they just faced Rodgers was kind of crappy week 2, but I'm not sure if they just kind of faced two situations where they came up against offenses that were good and clicking that week, or if they're going to regress back to the mean, because Tampa Bay's offense hasn't exactly been great yet, even though they've been winning. But I would suspect that the Jets are probably bad if I had to guess. And so I would think that Baker getting over 190 in this game is probably pretty logical, unless for some reason they just run the crap out of the ball.
They're going to be on the field a lot more. They're going to be on the field more too because they're going against Tyrod Taylor. Remember, Justin Fields is in concussion protocol.
Yes, Justin Fields is out for this week for sure.
I mean, you gotta like Baker's swag at the beginning of the season. He scrambles for 20 yards, and then he's hanging on to his hamstring, and then CJD says something. He says he said to the reporter afterwards, like, "We just don't take no shit," and he's saying that as he's wearing his uniform in the creamsicle Tampa Bay colors, So it's like, I mean. Yeah, like I think he's at this point is an all Tampa man, he's definitely got the swag right now. And so going against that Jets defense, which there's a new head coach, new coordinator, all those things. I think 190 should be easy for Baker to get.
Thank you for reminding me too that they're going to be rocking They're not the traditional creamsicles. Like these are like a special 50th anniversary version of the creamsicle. Oh. And they're going to be rocking those against the Jets. And I cannot lie. I cannot wait to see them. They are so weird, but I love them at the same time. Cause they're like, yeah, we look like ice cream. We don't care. We're still going to kick your ass. Like, like that's just, and the old buck is so cool too. I love that old buck. Nothing against
mouth.
Do what?
With the knife in his mouth?
Yeah, that's so badass. I love the flag. I love the flag that they have now with the sword. Like that flag is really cool. Nothing against that. Just the guy with the sword in his mouth. I don't know. It's just everything about the aura of Tampa. I wouldn't say that about the city of Tampa. Like, no offense, but they have it. I don't know. There's something about that football team I really like. So anyway, moving on. Still thinking about the NFC South, surprisingly. A Bijan Robinson anytime touchdown. Kind of like Baker. Doesn't really matter to me who they're playing. Bijan or no. Michael Penix didn't get hurt, right? I'm getting mixed up.
No, he's not hurt.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, still, it doesn't exactly change the point I was trying to make. Bijan Robinson is the best player on that team, and kind of like as you no doubt see, visual people, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, and Saquon. It just feels like we'd be dumb not to assume Bijan Robinson eventually finds the end zone because he's. I mean, as far as I can tell, it seems like he's having a pretty damn good start to the season.
Yeah, he's playing very well so far. He racked up a ton of yards in his last game against Houston, I believe was who they played last. And he racked up a ton of yards against them. And Carolina's run defense has been bad so far this season. So I figure he's up and due for another big game against them this week. And so him scoring a touchdown should be a pretty rudimentary tasks, I would hope. So,
Are they in the dome or are they at Carolina?
I can tell you in 1 second. They are at Carolina.
Okay, and not that it matters too much. I was just curious.
Yeah.
I mean, Bijan good, Carolina bad. I mean, yeah. Is there any more other explanation? I think this is one of those things where basically the offense of the Falcons runs as Bijan runs, and so relying heavily on him, especially against a bad defense like the Panthers. Anytime TD score is pretty much a give me, I think, in this one.
Yeah, and so much for all that goodwill that Carolina built up, ending last year strong, because they've definitely tripped on their own ding dong out of the gate, at least to start the season.
That was against the Vikings last week, not the Texans. My bad.
Okay, I was gonna say we just watched 3 days ago the Texans go against the Bucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, the next one, I need to frame this a little bit in because you proposed 2 different wide receivers, Eric, Justin Jefferson and Lamar Chase, and both of them are going to have backup quarterbacks this week, Jacob Browning and Carson Wentz.
Yep.
And I proposed, I don't think I said it explicitly, but my thought process was picking between either of them. Who is the one that's more likely to have a fluky, like a really bad off game, or who's going to get fed more? And between the Bengals' terrible offensive line, like Browning's a great quarterback, but it's still behind that terrible offensive line. And what's Carson Wentz going to do? Carson's going to look at Justin first read no matter what. He's going to pepper the crap out of Justin with passes. And he's got a more proven arm than McCarthy. So I don't know. I feel very, very, very confident that Justin Jefferson, we have the line at 40, but I would not be surprised if Justin Jefferson had a 110-yard game at all said and done, personally.
I mean, honestly, if we're talking about this Vikings game, 40 plus, that seems easy for Justin Jefferson. But if they had an over-under of Wentz turnovers, I'd take over. It's I forgot that Wentz was starting this week, and so for the Vikings, because Wentz is one of those guys who led the league in turnover-worthy plays. He tends to put the ball in harm's way, holds on to it too long, does all those things.
Hero ball. He excels at hero ball.
Yes, yeah, hero ball. And so, I think 40, is doable for Justin Jefferson in this case, although I still think Wentz, he's probably going to have a hard day. It's going to be a hard 40 yards. After he got injured in 2017, he was just never the same at all.
Yeah. And he won't have Aaron Jones for a safety valve. I don't know who the backup is, but Aaron Jones I saw got put on IR. So there goes their starting running back. So
Jordan Mason is the backup there.
Oh, okay. I brought that on myself, reopening that wound. That was that was my own fault.
The over-under on Justin Jefferson's yardage is 72.5. So we altered that down pretty significantly to get down to 40. And then there was no ability to bet on Carson Wentz throwing an interception, or I would have thrown that in. So I wanted to bet on Flacco throwing an interception too, and I couldn't do that. I was very disappointed.
we could bet Richardson throwing at least a pick every week last year. I'm surprised.
DraftKings is being kind of wonky with their bets this year. There's not everything available on Thursdays when we build these parlays. So
they're being a little more stingy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Because definitely Wentz is going to have a turnover, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Well, anyway, on to the next 2. I'll just go ahead and lump these 2 together because I feel like we just share the same sentiment with both these guys. Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown. Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown. we talk about Christian McCaffrey just by proxy pretty much every damn week. We know how much we love Christian, how valuable he is to the team, regardless if Mac Jones starts. I mean, let's be real, he probably will start. There's no reason to rush Purdy back. And just he's the engine that runs the offense, really. Like, Purdy definitely is needed, but it's clearly more detrimental for Christian to be out than Purdy to be out. Or maybe that's not fair to say, but it's the same thing with Derrick Henry. The Ravens offense is so much better when Lamar doesn't have to play hero ball in his way. Derrick Henry's proven that he can catch the ball now. I remember that was the thing about Derrick, was that he was not a back that you just throw a safety valve to. Derrick Henry destroys through the air now. Like, as long as he gets some space to get those first couple steps, and then he becomes that boulder that destroys everything, Derrick Henry can score anyway, receiving or rushing. So, I mean, I don't know. These two seem like pretty easy no-brainers, just like Saquon.
Go ahead, Eric.
Oh, I was just going to say, to your point about Purdy playing or not, he was a limited participant in practice all this week so far. He practiced limited yesterday and limited again today.
Don't rush him. Have him be an emergency backup if nothing else. I don't know. That gives me ick. Anyway, yeah. I'm sorry.
Christian did not practice yesterday. He did practice full participant today. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with your sentiments, Dan. I mean, Christian is the engine that keeps the 49ers offense humming. We saw him score last week through the air. He's due for a ground touchdown at some point in time this season. Anytime we get down around the goal line area, he becomes a gadget opportunity for us to score, either on a handoff or, a passing play through the air. He's going to be one of our main targets because we don't have hardly anybody else available to target. So, I mean, it's just a logical assumption that he's going to have a chance to score. And then Derrick Henry, that guy's just good for touchdowns all the time. I mean, he didn't score one last week. In fact, he was pretty crappy last week. But he has a bad game every now and then, but most of the time he's off and running to the races and plowing through people and just knocking them out like bowling pins. And so, we bet this Derrick Henry scoring a touchdown last year every week, and I think we hit on that at least leg of the parlay. I think probably 15 or 16 out of the 18 or 19 weeks of the season. So I feel pretty confident putting it in there again because they're going to feed him the ball, especially in any sort of a goal line situation. He's going to get the carries. So
yeah, I mean, we all know that the only person who can cover Derrick Henry in the passing game is Cooper DeJean. So I mean, as long as Cooper DeJean isn't, Derrick Henry isn't facing Cooper DeJean, anytime touchdown should be fine. And then Christian McCaffrey, this is, I mean, that's pretty much always an automatic with Kyle and Christian. Christian is pretty much like the biggest weapon that they have on offense, and so you're going to be looking to get him the ball as many times as you can, especially if Purdy is not playing that week.
Yeah, this week especially, like this is going to be another week where the starting wideouts are going to be Juwan and Ricky. Like, come next week, he should finally get a little bit of relief. Like Purdy might, I don't know. Purdy, I could see coming back next week, if not week 5. But Jordan Watkins is on the verge of coming back. Demarcus Robinson is going to be back next week because this is the last week of his suspension. And Kittle will be eligible to come back in 2 weeks. So hopefully, oh dear God, hopefully he can come off of IR immediately at week 5. Like, we could have some hella reinforcements here. Just get through Arizona, and then then we play Jacksonville week 4. Get through Arizona, get through Jacksonville, still play tough, but like, come the Rams, come the Bucks, like hopefully by then, like it won't have to all be on Christian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Juwan was a DNP today, by the way.
Oh, was he DNP the whole week?
Yep, so far.
Oh, okay. So then it'll be Ricky and Kendrick Bourne, because Kendrick Bourne is already better than MVS, and it's Jesus Christ. What is
I can think of 100 other receivers that are better than MVS, but whatever.
Oh, and then Kyle's probably still going to be out because the turnaround for concussion protocol, it's very rare to get out of the concussion protocol in less than a week now. That's very, very hard.
He was a limited participant today.
Okay.
For whatever that means.
Hopefully that means either tomorrow or Saturday morning, the neurospecialist says that he's good to go.
That means his participation was limited, Eric. I don't,
Yeah. Right. I meant in terms of his concussion protocol. I don't know what that means. It means for him clearing that.
I know the last step because I remember like it seemed like it was really hard to get out of the concussion protocol in less than a week last year. Like I can't remember who.
It's something a lot rarer that happens where somebody has a concussion on Sunday and somehow plays the very next week on Sunday.
Yeah, it seems like an almost guarantee that you're going to miss 1 week, and then obviously chances get better. But I don't know. That's going to be. We can do it. Our young tight ends really stepped up last week to fill that void. So I don't know. We need to talk about these last two picks though, real quick. It's 2 money lines. It's 2. I'm going to take that back. We have 1 really good team against a bad team, and 1 bad team against an even worse team. But the Colts have far surpassed everybody's expectations, kind of as backhanded as that sounds. Depending on how they beat the Titans, I think it'll be time to put some respect on the Colts name. I don't know. I said that we need to put respect on their name being the Broncos. But yes, they beat the Broncos on a fluky flag. So sure, let's kick that down 1 more week. But yeah, the Colts going against the Titans, I don't see any reason that they shouldn't just clobber them. Like from what I read, the Vikings defense is fine, but that offense with Cam Ward, it's a work in progress. It's still a rookie. There should be no reason that the Colts shouldn't just breeze by the Titans and just have that much more of a firm grasp on the AFC South. And then the Cowboys versus the Bears. This is more about the Bears just being absolute asses here. I don't know what happened.
Every year, Dan.
Dude, this is worse. This is worse than they were last year. This somehow is even worse, and I didn't think they could get worse than with Eberflus last year. And right now, Ben Johnson's going through it, dude. Like I don't know what happened, but the Cowboys should be competent enough to beat the Bears. Like
they're just a big day from their kicker, like they do every week. That's what, that's right. Their best freaking player, man. That damn kicker that they got. Like
I don't understand. The Cowboys being bad, I understand because their coach didn't inspire anything when he got hired, and he's not inspiring anything now. And then the Bears, I'm just speechless. I'm speechless how the Bears have at least started the season as god awful as they have.
I hate the fact that at the end of regulation of that Giants game, the Cowboys were lined up 64 yards out or whatever. And I was just like, he's gonna tie it. Like he said, like there's no suspense. Like oh my god, it's just like it's pretty much automatic. Literally, the best player on the Cowboys because he's probably the most consistent player they have. So yeah, as long as the Cowboys get a good game from their kicker, they'll win.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten to watch the Colts a lot. I watched them week 1 tear apart the Dolphins, but I didn't.
0 punts, 0 turnovers.
Yeah,
let that sink in. No punts, no turnovers.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy through 2 weeks of football. So, hopefully they can go ahead and beat the Titans down. I'm a little concerned just because it's a divisional matchup. I know those can be a little bit wonky sometimes, so that sort of bothers me a little bit. But, I mean, the Colts have seemed to be the superior team so far this season. The Titans have not inspired any level of confidence in me so far at all this season with their ability to do anything. Like you said, Dan, their defense has been okay. but their offense is still just a huge work in progress. And I just don't see them being able to put up, as long as the Colts don't shoot themselves in the foot, they should be fine. As long as they can score and do what they're supposed to do, they should be able to easily outpace the Titans by like 10 points. Yeah. As far as the Cowboys offense is still good, even though the Cowboys defense is pretty suspect at this point in time, and they just got torched for 800,000 yards by Russell Wilson. I suspect that, maybe Caleb will look a little bit better this week against the Cowboys if his confidence isn't completely shaken at this point in time. But the Cowboys offense is still going to be superior to whatever the Bears are doing. The Bears have looked out of sorts on offense and defense all season long. They're not stopping anybody. They're not that defense that they had week 1 was clearly just a mirage because they played the Vikings, and the Vikings offense is absolutely abysmal with McCarthy in the quarterback shoes. So you just have to figure that the Cowboys are going to score enough points to beat the Bears, and that's what I think will happen in that one.
How crazy. I was just thinking about this. I was watching Andrew Santino, this comedian, talking about the Bears, and I kind of want to pitch this to you what he asked. Like, at what point, how much worse do the Bears need to get for them to consider, like, this is just not worth it? Let's give our $10 million backup a shot. We know Tyler Bagent is good, arguably good. He's decent for sure. At what point, how much worse does it need to get for them to just finally bench him like Richardson and put Bagent out there?
I was going to say, like, how bad is it going to take for them to move out of Chicago? Like, I think
if they lose to the Cowboys, do they actually in week 4 after a loss to the Cowboys, 0-3 start, do you think they actually have conversations about starting Tyler Bagent?
I don't think so. I think, like, at times when you look around the league now where there were quarterbacks who were drafted by a bad organization, and they got given up, all of a sudden they go somewhere else and, they do well, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith,
Baker,
so I personally, like, I don't think that they should give up on Caleb Williams, 3 games into the season with a new head coach, trying to learn a system. I would honestly, like, it doesn't seem like we're going to be making a push for the playoffs, but to give them more experience, and I wouldn't give up on them this quick, just, because we've seen now there's a couple of quarterbacks who were given up on for whatever reason, and they have success somewhere else. 3 weeks into the season, I don't think
Daniel Jones has an MVP argument now. 3 games away from the Giants.
What world are we living in? Like, just what world is happening? And I mean, the Bears are perpetually one of those franchises that happens to, but, like, honestly, personally, me, I wouldn't do it. Could they do it? May they do it? They probably could. I don't see that out of the realm of possibilities for them, but personally, I would just, you got a rookie head coach with a second-year quarterback who's dealing with learning this offense, for the first time. Personally, that wouldn't be a call that I would make and say, oh, after 3 games, unless the coach was obviously like, this is no way the guy. Like, if he was just not going to stand there and say, I can't work with this guy, he's obviously not good. That would be the only way I see it. And I don't really think Ben Johnson would believe that right now. So
yeah, they gave Anthony 2 years. They gave Anthony 2 years in Indy, to be fair. So
yeah, I agree with everything that Jimmy just said. I mean, Ben Johnson doesn't have any pressure on him to win this year. I mean, it'd be nice to win. I mean, everyone likes winning, but he's just a rookie head coach. He just signed a brand new deal. You know, if he doesn't win this season, everybody can just wash that away as like, oh, it was your first season as head coach, blah, 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 blah. No big deal there. And same thing for using Caleb in this system. It'll be, oh, it was his first year in the system, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, it was a hard system to learn, everything like that. So, yeah, I think you're just going to ride it out this season. It's just going to be what it's going to be this season. Now, if Caleb gets hurt and Tyler Baguette comes in and he plays well, then would they maybe not switch back to Caleb? Now that's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a fun camp battle in 26.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Do I think they'll just plain flat out switch? Their bye week is like week 5 too, by the way. So it's not even very helpful to them and like having a place to determine, you know, to like switch over like later in the season or anything like that. So I think they're just going to ride it out this season and see how it goes and use it to basically say, hey, look, you know, if they get to the end of the season and they're 3-14 and Ben Johnson can go, look, Caleb is not the quarterback for me in this system, then they can just draft a new one in the draft, right? I mean, it's beneficial. It's beneficial to just suck, right? You're better off to just stink and be bad than put in the backup guy and have him be like okay and then be 5-12 or 6-11 or something like that. You're better off being 2-15.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe they, you know, if they Jamarcus Russell him and give him DVDs that are blank to go home, study, you know, defenses and stuff. Like if that's happening, yeah, I guess you would want to switch. But
I don't think that poorly of him. I thought it'd be a fun thought experiment. It
is, but I don't think that they'll switch him out unless I don't see that. And even the back half of their schedule isn't filled with like a bunch of cupcakes at some point in time that it would be advantageous to do that. I mean, the last half of their schedule, they play Philly, Green Bay, Cleveland, Green Bay, San Francisco, Detroit. So, I mean, like you're not swapping out into your backup quarterback and then giving him an easy schedule to go win some games either. You're throwing him to the wolves essentially. So, I mean, you're not really helping.
That sucks. You get an easy week with Cleveland, but man, the rest of that sucks.
Yeah. So I mean, to be quite honest, if they get to like week 12 and don't have a whole lot of victories, they're not going to get a lot for the rest of the weeks of the season. So Bears don't start piling up wins soon. They're not going to get a whole lot of them coming up. So
no, it's going to be bad. Longtime listeners, it's my dad's team, so I have a little bit of an eye on them too, just because. But oh my god,
they need to get cheerleaders. They need cheerleaders. 85 Bears had cheerleaders, and that's the last year they had cheerleaders, and they have not had them since, and they have not won a Super Bowl since Curse of the Honey Bears. It's true. It's absolutely true.
Curse of the Honey Bears. I was gonna
look it up. I swear to gosh, it's called the Curse of the Honey Bears. Yeah,
I was gonna make a comment on it being 40 years since that, but Honey Bears, they really were called Honey Bears.
Yes, they were called the Honey Bears. Yes.
Oh dear God.
And they were
the random stuff just kills me.
Yeah, well, when you watch enough NFL top 10 lists, like it just sticks in your brain, something like that. Because they had like the top 10 cursed teams or whatever, and what cursed them. And I think it was like number 9 or 8 was the Bears, and it was the Curse of the Honey Bears. And they signed a 3-year contract, something like in 1982 or whatever, and they won they had new ownership, and so the ownership was like, I'm not going to renew your contract at the end of the year. So yeah, that was it. 1985 Bears, and it wasn't the 46 defense by Buddy Ryan. It was the Honey Bears.
Oh my God. What a nickname. I have no notes. What a nickname.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So funny. 40 years ago, totally cool. Now, not so much. Oh my God, that made my
Well,
day.
fortunately, the
That's so funny.
49ers do have cheerleaders, damn it. So we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yes. Damn straight. I think on that note, it's time to give a quick shout out to our sponsor who's been with us right into year 3 with us. I think it's now. Time is a circle. Time's a human construct. Who knows?
I don't even know what timeline we're in anymore, Dan.
Right.
I think we're in one of those, Flash universes or Spider-Verse or something.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, Royal Retros. What is Royal Retros? It is your go-to place to get yourself an authentic jersey, whether it is football, basketball, soccer. They cover all the major sports. But for all of us Bay Area fans, go check out the Candlestick Collection. It has 49ers and Giants gear curated with us in mind. And when you find something you like, use the promo code Shady Sports and you'll get 10% off of your entire order, not just what's in this Candlestick Collection. Your entire order, 10% off. Use the promo code Shady Sports when you check out. It helps us out. It helps out Sam and the Shady Sports Network, our whole family of channels and programming. Again, it's promo code Shady Sports. Gets you 10% off of your entire order at royalretros.com. Again, it's royalretros.com. Go get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today. Jimmy B, let the people know about our t-shirts.
So, guys, we've been trying to bring awareness to owner accountability in the NFL over the past decade or so. Owners have been behaving badly. You don't hear about it because it gets suppressed and buried by the news. A player, we all know, player does something, next day we know about it. So these things we're trying to bring awareness to by raising money for Mountain Comprehensive Care Centers in Kentucky. So we are selling our t-shirts and all the proceeds go to that charity. Here is our statement t-shirt. Owner standards are less than player standards. # owner accountability. $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt, and we have different colors, different sizes, different styles. Next up, we have our podcast logo art. You'll find this on our profile page when you hear us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt and different styles and sizes. Next up, we have our alternate logo art. $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt, and we have different colors and different styles. And last but not least, how can you say no to our mascot, a peanut, eating peanuts while cheering on his San Francisco 49ers? $22.99 gets you that in the t-shirt. Donate to a good charity today.
Yes. More information on Mountain Comprehensive Care Center is in the show notes, as well as the link to our shirts. All the proceeds will go to them. We don't want a dime from this. You get a cool shirt and you can help a family in need. So with that, before we say our little prayer to make sure we beat the Cardinals, do we have any breaking news? We do know that Coach McDaniel is in the hot seat tonight. He's got to at least play with a little bit of dignity, even if they lose to the Bills tonight.
You mean when they lose to the Bills tonight? They're in Buffalo. They're above Georgia's border. There's no chance the Miami Dolphins are winning.
And it'll be cooler than 80 degrees. So
no chance they win. No chance they win. Niners, Purdy says he's happy with the progress, says we'll see for week 3. So I think that he's lying personally, but we'll see what happens come game time.
He'll
lying about an injury? No.
We don't ever do that. Come on. What are you talking about? I think he'll be the backup for Mac Jones this week.
He'll be the emergency 3. I can't remember who our backup is now because we rotated them a lot.
Adrian Martinez was the backup.
Oh, it's still Martinez? Okay.
Yep.
I saw we signed at least one guy to the practice squad, I thought. But no, he'll be, if Purdy's not inactive, he'll be the emergency backup, like the third stringer. There's no way. I will be personally surprised if he's like the direct backup to Mac.
I mean,
I think he'll be the backup to Mac Jones this week, actually.
If he's healthy enough, I don't know. We can only take Kyle. Kyle doesn't even hide when he's lying anymore. Like, he doesn't. He doesn't hide when he's lying. He just straight up is just like, well, I'm not going to tell you. Like,
It's gonna be back week 3 or week 16.
Oh my god, no, James, it's the best. I watch his press conferences periodically, not every day, but it's the best when he's like, yeah, this guy was a limited participant today, and then someone asks, oh well, how has he progressed from today to yesterday? Well, he was limited today and he didn't participate yesterday, so he progressed to work a little bit today, and that's it. Not an ounce of more information than that. Just, well, he was limited. That's how good he was. Okay, thanks, Kyle. Thanks for the insight, Belichick.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like, though, that he's gearing up to be a game time decision. I think they want to keep the Cardinals on their toes for who they're going to face. So, yeah, which I don't blame him for that. But
there's a bit of a mobility difference between Mac and Purdy. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
We all know the only Cardinals who can get anything right are in Rome. That's it.
Ooh, nice one. That was nice. I like that.
But we'll see for this week. Hopefully the 49ers can pull out the victory.
Yeah. No other breaking news. Because we already talked about the quarterback.
No, we're quiet on the news front tonight. There's not a whole lot going on, oddly enough. So I'm still waiting to see what's happening with Jaden Daniels. That's the big injury that has kind of been quiet so far that no one's really said anything about. So he was injured in that Thursday night game, and no one's really given any sort of update since then. So I don't know if he's playing this Sunday yet or not. So
that's why I did not mention in our text chat anything to do with the Raiders and the Commanders game.
Yes, exactly. Yep, I didn't either. So I wasn't going to touch that. So, but no, nothing else happening after that. So
right on. Well, that everybody is this week's episode, and the Cardinals. We're playing them at 4 or 4:30. Do we have? Pull up the 5:03. Who's calling our game?
25 is the game time, and I will tell you
It's almost always on Fox. It's very, very rare when we're not on CBS. Just like last week, it was very rare that we actually had a 1:00 game.
Yes.
Please be great.
We have Adam Amen and Mark Sanchez this week.
Yay.
They're okay. I like Adam. Mark's okay. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's better this year than he was last year. But I like Adam. I think Adam's really good.
Yeah, so we'll see. Well, most of the country will be watching Dallas versus Chicago. So,
no. Okay, so let me guess. Like the entire map of the U.S., just this California and Arizona, and then everyone else gets the Cowboys.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a little bit of Oregon that gets the game, and then a little bit of Idaho that gets the game, and a little bit of Nevada that gets the game, and otherwise that's it.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for looking that up. And guys, that's all we got for this week's episode. We will see you on Monday. Jimmy?
Outro music, River Road, Justin Muth.
Let's go beat the Cardinals.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow line? River Road, they love